Hey guys, it's Carolyn, and this is your Scorpio Rising video. Welcome to all my little Plutonians out there. This video is much awaited, obviously. The Scorpio Rising individual is one of extreme power and presence. Wherever they go, the Scorpio Rising is there. People can't help but notice the Scorpio Rising's energy. Many are intimidated, others are intrigued by the magnetism that this mysterious person gives off. The Scorpio Rising person is one of unmatched perception, psychic ability. They're ruled by Pluto and Mars in traditional astrology. I view Pluto as the main ruling planet of Scorpio at this time, but I can definitely see how Mars comes into effect as well. But Pluto is transformation. It's the steamroller. If you don't want to transform, too bad. Pluto's coming in and it will force you to transform. It will make the old way of life impossible anymore. And guess what? That's not always fun. That's usually actually a pain in the ass and extremely hurtful and painful and traumatic at times. And the thing about Scorpio risings is that they go through this transformation of little deaths in their life. Deaths of things that were once important to them, deaths to versions of themselves that have had their time over and over and over again, even from a very young age. So by the time, you're 20, 25 years old, you already have gone through so many transformations in your life that you completely resonate with that transformation and regeneration theme that comes along with Scorpio and the 8th house, which Scorpio rules. I found that actually quite a few people that have a Scorpio rising, but quite a few people that have Scorpio rising have the sun in the 8th house, which even magnifies it even more. This Scorpio death, rebirth, transformation, perception, uncovering truth, psychic abilities. Scorpio risings are not what they seem to be. No matter how close you get to a Scorpio rising, you still have yet to get to the truth of the matter. Meanwhile, they are uncovering the real truth of everybody else. They have this protective barrier around themselves where they refuse to let people really get into that deep center. Your rising sign is your appearance, your persona, how others perceive you. When you're a Scorpio rising, you're very intense. Right off the bat, people are aware of your intensity. Even if you are trying to be light and funny, you usually have, even if you're making a joke, that joke has a deeper meaning. And the really cool thing about this placement is you're able to awaken others in small or large ways. Personally, I think that the more subtle you are in the awakening you're trying to cause in others, the more successful. Because like an Aries rising, which Aries is ruled by Mars, Scorpio is ruled by Mars in traditional astrology, if you go at it with that brute force, you're not going to be as successful as if you go about it at a psychological level where you just plant the seeds and allow the other person to come to their own conclusion. You know what I mean? Meanwhile, they do that to other people, but they also kind of do it to themselves. They're very self-aware, but also very self-protective. They are extremely focused on the truth of the matter, and unfortunately, the truth is not usually a fun thing. It's not usually a light, airy, happy-go-lucky type of truth. Usually the farther you dive, the deeper you dig, the more messed up it gets, the reality and the truth of this world gets. So it kind of jades the Scorpio rising. They can become cynical. What's amazing about this placement is their ability to rise above and to become that phoenix, to rise above the ashes. But in order to do that, you have to be burned. You have to become Ash. It's a complete transformation. It's from 0 to 100. And from 100 to 0, right back again. Yes, these people do have the Scorpio Stare. Myself, for example, I used to be bullied very much when I was a little girl, all throughout elementary school and even junior high. I did not look how I do now. I had a huge gap in my front teeth. I wore glasses all the time. You guys have probably seen glasses on my channel, but like right now I have my contacts in and I cannot see anything. I only put my contacts in when I'm hanging out with friends or making videos because I can't even freaking read on a computer with my contacts in. That's beside the point. Anyway, I had glasses. I had a big gap in my front teeth before I had braces, and really hairy arms, so people would call me an ape, you know. Fun stuff like that for a little Cancer girl. Oh, it's great. It's great. I loved it. I loved it. But as I grew up, and this was far before I knew about astrology, I realized that if someone wants to start something with me, all I need to do is maintain eye contact with them and refuse to be the first person to look away. That's how you win any sort of conflict. Because people get freaked out. It's probably because I'm a Scorpio rising that it worked, but it always worked. Because that's how I kind of kept my boundary with people. You want to fuck with me? Try. Go ahead and try. Fuck with me, please. I dare you. For some reason, they'd always leave me alone after that. You know what I mean? And I guess I was kind of proud of that, especially as a Cancer, because as a Cancer, it's easy to become a target for people like that. And I've really learned to appreciate my Scorpio rising as my defense mechanism, but also my power point, I guess you could say. Not PowerPoint like PowerPoint, but my point of power. Very Plutonian in nature, not looking for the superficial things. We thrive on that truth, deep truth, the hidden knowledge, the occult, astrology, other hidden wisdoms that have been buried from pop culture, buried from the average Joe's mind. The Scorpio rising is very attuned to the magical, occultic energies and natures around us. Also, paranormal activities. Scorpio risings, just like their 8th house counterparts, they can sense all sorts of paranormal energies and become almost a magnet for those souls or spirits or whatever that are lurking around. They can sense it. They usually have had paranormal experiences in their life. I actually have seen a ghost in my life. I shit you not. It's only one time in my life. It was way back in the day. I was probably maybe 11 or 12. I was having a sleepover in my basement. Had to have been 3 in the morning. Okay, we were all asleep. 3 little sleeping bags next to each other in my basement. All right, there's a fireplace in my basement. The TV was right next to the fireplace. And then there was a bunch of carpeting area, and so we'd lay our sleeping bags there so we could watch TV or play games or whatever next to the fire. I woke up at like 3 in the morning. I looked up, and there was literally a woman sitting on the side of my fireplace, on the right side of my fireplace. I couldn't see her face or the facial details, but I knew it was a woman because I could see the hair and the dress, the gown. It was pure white though, so it might have been an angel. Angel or ghost. It was not of this realm. And I've never seen anything like that before, but that was the moment in my life that I truly was amazed to learn that there's a lot out there that we can't see. And sometimes you can see it, and it freaks you out. After I saw her sitting there, I just dug my head into my pillow, closed my eyes, and did not look up until I fell asleep. and I didn't open my eyes again until the next morning because I was so scared. The incredible thing about Scorpio rising is they can conquer that fear and become fearless individuals. I love this energy so much. I'm so grateful that I'm a Scorpio rising. I will say, you want to be careful. You don't want to be that Scorpio rising that's like, oh, I'm a Scorpio rising. Oh, revenge, revenge. Oh, I'm going to kill you. Oh, I'm going to get you. No, that's such a low energy of Scorpio. And I see that a lot among my Scorpio rising friends. You know, you can just see who is enjoying that lower level of power. You know, they know that they're powerful and they use it at this base instinct level. You can't do that if you really want to become the phoenix rising from the ashes. It's all internal. All of the rage and transformation and revenge you want to take on people, you take it on yourself. And that's how you climb to the next level. If you're a Scorpio rising and you try to ruin people, it will come back to you. Trust me. You can do it better than anybody else. You can bring down anybody. You can ruin their whole life, you know, their whole reputation. You'll tear it apart without even touching one finger to them. You don't need to get physical to tear someone down. And trust me, I know. And there is a time and place for that if someone is really coming at you like that. But if it's just someone that hurts you, you can't wield your power like that because it will come back to bite you. Trust me. It will. It will. You have to rise above. Okay? The best part about being a Scorpio rising is no one can lie to you. You can immediately tell from the demeanor, the tone, the body language, all of the nonverbals, in addition to how the verbals are portrayed and communicated, exactly what the intention of that statement is. So if someone's lying to you, even if they're a great liar, but you know it's not true, and you don't know, you just know at a gut level, you know it's not true. You know why they're trying to tell you on that. You know why they're trying to sell you on this lie. You can connect the dots so quick, so fast, on an intuitive level, which is amazing. I love that. I love that so much. I hate liars. And as a Scorpio rising, my one piece of advice to my fellow Scorpio risings would be, do not lie to people. I know you're a good liar if you choose to be. I really urge you to be truthful in all senses of the word, because if you choose to lie and choose to manipulate the truth, it will come back on you swiftly. It's just not the way to go. It's not the way to use this power. That's how you stay in that lower level of the Scorpio vibration. Scorpio is such an incredible sign, as we all know, as everyone on the internet knows. Scorpio gets the most views, the most searches, period, hands down, like doubles the second most sign. Why is that? It's because people are intrigued. Scorpio is mysterious. Scorpio is enigmatic. When you're Scorpio rising, you really are. And another thing is, you do like to wear black. Not me though. I mean, I'm not like a typical Scorpio rising or anything. But black is sexy. Black is powerful. Black is sleek. So we wear a lot of black. We like black things. I had a black car. I wanted a black car when I got my new vehicle. I was so pissed off when they're like, no, we don't have black. And that's like that's the first thing I tell customers is you have to be flexible on the color of the vehicle. I'm like, I really want a black car. That's like my one requirement. Anyway, I got an awesome car that's like dark gray. So it's kind of, I mean, it's okay. It's fine. It's not black. I wish it was, but it's as close as it gets. I mean, I even have a black cat. Scorpio risings can be witches, wizards, very magical, into tarot, astrology, energy, auras, a reservoir of untapped, unseen power to manifest things. However, Scorpio risings do tend to see the unseen. I love Scorpio Rising so much. This video hardly scratches the surface. In fact, I'm probably going to do more videos on Scorpio, especially Scorpio Rising. I feel I know Scorpio very well. People want to learn about Scorpio. So please leave a comment. Let me know what you think. If you're a Scorpio Rising, let me know. You should add me on Facebook or like my Facebook page, Carolyn Mayberry Astrology. I'm a Scorpio Rising too. I'm a 29-degree Scorpio Rising, which I don't know what that means to you, but to me, it means that I have a responsibility to be that phoenix. I'm the last degree, you know what I mean? I've already learned all of those lessons. It's very tempting to live in those lower degrees of Scorpio because there's a lot of power and action and energy packed there, but it can be very dark, and you have to choose and actively be aware of how you are being perceived and what energy you're putting out there. You have to choose to proactively be that phoenix versus the snake or the scorpion. You know what I mean? All right, so thanks so much for watching. I will see you guys for Sagittarius Rising. See you later. Bye.